Quite a bit has happened in the past couple of weeks, from super high inflation to Russia's threat of invading Ukraine. If you want to see how all of that's impacted my portfolio, stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Kevin Burgess back again with yet another video. This is going to be an update on my portfolio. Just to let you know, I have been gone for nearly a week to Guatemala. One of the things that I like to do is invest not only in the stock market, but also in the lives of people. And if you stick around to the end, I'll share a little footage with you from my trip. Went to an organization called James Project of Latin America, who focuses on improving the lives of children and women who have been abused, abandoned, and neglected. So if you're into that kind of thing, stick around to the end. I'll show you some of that footage. Today's video is going to be an update on my portfolio. Since there's 2 weeks of information, I'm going to go ahead and show you both weeks, at least from an overall performance, so you can see what the week from January the 31st to February 4th, and then also February 7th through February 11th. So I'll show you both of those separately, and then we'll talk about all the dividends that I've received, any purchases that I've made, any sales that I've done, and how much cash I have left to invest. And then at the very end of the video, I will also add some slides with my total portfolio so you can see that as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me and it would help support the channel. Also, if you like dividend investing, or if you are curious about dividend investing, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you walk with me in this journey as I invest in stocks who are going to pay me passive income so that I can achieve personal freedom through financial independence. So with all of that being said, let's get started. Dividend portfolio update through February the 11th. And as you'll recall, I have split my portfolio between a dividend growth portfolio and a dividend yield portfolio. The dividend yield portfolio is intended to provide me with current income, and the dividend growth portfolio is intended to continue to grow the portfolio in the future. Those are funds that I will not be needing immediately, and so the focus of those investments are more on the growth side, while the focus of the investments in the yield account are designed to give me current income and to try to maximize that as much as I can do safely. But I do add both of those together into my total dividend portfolio, and you'll see that as we move forward. Some exciting news these past couple of weeks. There were 3 of my stocks that increased their dividends. Air Products announced an 8% increase on February 3rd. Prudential announced a 4.3% increase on February the 3rd. And Pepsi announced a 7% increase on February the 10th. So what's really cool about that is that all I did was own the stocks, and now they've given me a raise. So each year, hopefully, I will get a raise from my dividend stocks, which will give me more income to combat this inflation that we're dealing with. So this is a pretty cool aspect about dividend growth investing. Let's look at the week ending of February the 4th. You will see here that the portfolio value is $781,904.86. Dividends received during that week were $512.91, and we'll go through those later. Funding, I did deposit $7,300 into my dividend yield account, and if you recall my goals for 2022, one of the goals is that I would deposit at least $7,000 per month into my dividend yield account. For January and February, I have achieved that goal. So then we look at the market change for the week, and you'll see that in total, the market moved about $1,903.51. $1,996.32 was from the dividend yield stocks, and the dividend growth stocks went down actually about $92.81. for a market change overall for that week of 0.2%. From a year-to-date perspective, dividends received through the 4th were $1,550.81. I have put in about $15,100 into the dividend yield account year to date, and the market change overall was about $8,113, which is a 1.1% move from the beginning of the year on a year-to-date basis. So moving on then to the week of February the 11th, the portfolio ended up with a value of $778,472.60. The dividends received that week were only $117.20. We'll go through these later in this video, but just to kind of tease for the next video, next week we're going to get about $700 or $800 in dividends, so that'll be kind of fun to look into. Funding for the week of February 11th, there was none, and the market change for the week of February 11th, our investment went down by $3,549. You can see that the dividend yield stocks went up $1,471.74, while the dividend growth stocks went down about $5,021.20. So our market change for the week overall was that our portfolio went down 0.5%. You can see then on a year-to-date basis, we've received $1,668.01 in dividends. We've funded $15,100 in the dividend yield account. We have seen market gains of $4,563.75 for a year-to-date market change of plus 0.6%. So our portfolio has increased overall by 0.6%. Let's compare this then to the S&P 500. And I showed this chart here by week. You'll see it starts on January the 7th. The S&P 500 is the orange or gold line, while the portfolio is the blue line. You'll see that week by week, for all weeks except for February the 4th, the portfolio has actually outperformed the S&P 500. So what does that mean on a year-to-date basis? The next slide shows cumulative performance, and on a year-to-date basis, the S&P is down 7.3%, while our portfolio is up 0.6%. So the difference is 7.9%. So my portfolio is beating the S&P year-to-date by roughly 8%. Pretty excited about that. There's a good side to that, though, and a bad side. The good side is my investments are going up. The bad side is that I now have to pay more for the stocks that I like because they're going up in value. So I like to show all the purchases, sales, dividends, and things during the week. However, I'm combining all of this together. For the week of February 4th and February 11th, you'll see that I bought 10 shares of Chevron in my yield portfolio, 30 shares of Main Street Capital, 10 shares of Prudential, 10 shares of IBM, and 20 shares of Pinnacle West, 20 shares of Verizon. And in this portfolio, I had no sales so far in the month of February. Dividends received in February, there are 3 in the yield portfolio. On January 31st, it's Campbell's Soup for $37. On February 1st, I got 2 dividends, one from Verizon for $288 and the other from General Mills for $20.40. Also on this slide, you'll see that the annual dividends that I'm expecting for this account is $9,567. So it is pretty close to an $800 per month calculation. So I think it's about $797. So hopefully in the next video, we will be able to somehow say that we are at that $800 per month mark for the yield portfolio. Also in the yield portfolio, you'll recall that I had sold a call. It's a covered call on the 100 shares of Campbell's Soup that I have. I actually sold that for $99.32 a few weeks ago. This week, it dropped to 10 cents. And as you recall, it's 100 shares. So 10 cents on 100 shares is $10. I went ahead and bought that covered call back. Bought to close is what they call it. So I've closed that transaction. I received $99.32 from the sale of the call. I paid $10.03 to close the call. So the overall gain on that transaction was $89.29. And I'm really beginning to like these covered calls on stocks that I don't mind getting assigned, because it actually provides additional income for me. So this is a bit of an experiment for me, but it's turning out pretty nice. You'll also see on this slide the cash available to invest in the yield account is only $59. So those purchases that I made this week were purchases to invest that $7,300 that I put into the account. Moving on to the growth portfolio, this will be a pretty quick slide. I didn't buy anything in the last 2 weeks, and I didn't sell anything in the last 2 weeks. Cash available to invest is $19,252. I do plan to invest that soon, as there's a bit of fear in the market right now related to this Russia and Ukraine issue, as well as the inflation that we're seeing and potential interest rate moves by the Fed. So I do plan to put that $19,252 to work next week, but I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with that yet. Dividends received on February the 2nd, we got $48.16 from Lowe's. On the 4th, we got $119.35 from General Dynamics. On the 7th, we got $115 from Texas Instruments. And on February the 10th, I got a whopping $2.20 from my investment in Apple. I need to grow those shares, but I need for it to come down a bit before I do that. So regarding the performance in the portfolio, we're beating the S&P 500, although our dividend growth stocks are trailing the dividend yield stocks. Gives me the opportunity, though, to invest some of that $19,000 that I have in cash, and I will most likely make some transactions next week. Just need to figure out what those transactions are going to be. I'll just give you a quick update on my trip to Guatemala. The trip to Guatemala was to the James Project, which is a children's home as well as a ministry to women, and so it's basically women and children who have been abused, abandoned, and neglected. So it's a great ministry. There's a tremendous amount of love down there. We love to go there. It's a great place to kind of recharge my batteries. So I'll show you some of the video footage from the trip. These are wonderful children. They are being ministered to by some wonderful people. And we just are encouraged each time we go down that there is good in this world and that there are people who are carrying out this kind of ministry. So we had a great visit. We accomplished some great things while we were down there. If you're interested in learning more about the James Project, you can go to jamesprojectinternational.org and you'll see some links there. You can learn more about that. So we've been down there many times. We love going to the project. The children's faces light up when we get there. They are so excited for us to be there. We enjoy spending time with them. We enjoy the playtime that we have with them, and even performing some work projects there around the project. So it's an incredible trip. If you're interested in learning more about the James Project, go to jamesprojectinternational.org, and I'll have a link in the comments below for that website. So thanks for joining today. It's always great to share with you what's going on, not only on the investment portfolio, but also in just the investments in other people's lives. And I think that's important for us as dividend investors, that we're not just focused on our financial well-being, but also on others. And I think that's a really important aspect of being a dividend growth investor. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and I'll see you on the next video.